有没有什么比较好的 intro？
Wait, are we live already?
还没有。Oh, yes, we are. Hello,
Hello.
are we live? Yes, we are live. Let's continue with our LLM-based game and see where we take it today. We just had a little bit of offline discussion about what we're gonna do today. Um, Last time, here's a quick recap of what we did last time. Actually, I'm just gonna show you right away what we did last time. This is a game that's kind of ripped off from a React 3 fiber uh, game demo, and we sort of modified it and repurposed it to for the narration to be sort of the narration to be powered by LLM. The way it works is that the real time um, parameters or real-time stats is going to be passed into the backend and passed onto an LLM, and LLM will make live commentary, as you can see on the screen, right? So the player just was dealt a little damage, and he's losing health. And as the mob was attacking him, the commentary starts to change, as you can see on the top. We did ask the prompt to be in the prompt we did instruct the LLM to be a little bit humorous, so that's why you see this. As you can see, it's not perfect. The text in parentheses shouldn't be there. Okay, we're halfway down to 0 health. Half gone, yet still in the game. Yes, I purposely not I'm not attacking these mobs, but I can if I want to. But it's just not doing anything because the event hasn't been the attack event hasn't been transmitted to LLM, so LLM is not aware of the full range of action. All LLM is aware of right now is that the player's health is dropping. Every time the value of the health changes, it gets passed onto the backend as well as its previous value. So the LLM is aware that its health is dropping. Now, yeah, if I get attacked again, I'm dead. And the LLM comments that from 0 to 0 in just half a heartbeat. I want to bring your attention to okay, I'm restarting the game. A few things to take notice before we even go look at the code is that just take a look at how fast the response is. We're not using OpenAI. We're using a local LLM. I think we're actually using Mistral. And as soon as the event is hit, the response is almost instant, which is quite amazing. Like thinking of how far the LLM optimization have gone. Now I'm running this game on a 3090. It's not even 4090, 3090 GPU, and amazingly, it's already fast enough. You see the response is almost real time. So yeah, the player is dead, ended at 0 every time because we did set the temperature to be a little bit high. I think we set it to 0.5. So every time the response is different. Again, when the player's health drops to 0, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to sit there. Oh, actually, something I've never tried. I'm going to try it right now. It does have this sort of resting mode where the health can be recharged back. Let's see what happens. I've never tried this before. So I'm going to sit here and recharge myself. Wow. From 0 to 0 in one hit. Well, that's not quite correct. So, okay, it keeps saying it's at 0, which it is. I'm gonna do a little bit of attack and get some experience, XP value, and then I'm gonna rest.
What's happening? Is he offline again?
Let me check.
I don't see him from this live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a long session.
Oh, by the way, how do you see the screen share?
I am not seeing the screen share.
Okay.
I don't think he's sharing through Google. He's probably just talking it through.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we know what he's talking about anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back.
Can you hear
Welcome
me?
back.
Oh my god, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Since when did you lose me?
When you started talking about 0 to 0, when the bar stayed at 0, and you
Okay.
tried to make the monsters attack you.
Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, let me share my screen so you kind of let me share my screen on Google Meet so you kind of get what I was talking about. I just realized you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I sort of know what you're talking about, but no, we can't see it.
Okay, I'm not gonna repeat myself. Probably just gonna cut it out. So the gist of what I just said is, well, LLM is super fast and responds in real time to to the health of the player. That's the only parameter that we're passing into it right now. Okay, so which is not quite as exciting, but it's the amazing thing to me is how fast it can run. As soon as I got attacked, I got a response. That's straight up from Ollama, a Mistral 7B. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I was asking what our goal here today should be. What do you guys think?
I guess just to make sure we're still continuing with the live stream, right? Even though you might be on and off.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Should we add one more player?
Should we add one more player? Yeah, sure. Okay, we're gonna add one more player. So I guess to summarize, personally, what I really like to see is, we believe the potential for we do want to create a simulation game, but we started off with this sort of monster conquesting, like mob attacking and defense game, which I think is a little bit at a wrong turn right now. So we're gonna try to steer the direction a little bit today, just kind of tone down a little bit and try to create, number one, create two characters, and number two, have them talk to each other. And behind the scenes, we could have like two agents, two like conceptually LLM type of agent, like agent in the LLM sense.
Okay.
Each having a different kind of prompt and premise, maybe a little bit different personality. Let's just get them to talk to each other. I think as a bonus goal, if we could really set it up so that we also have some kind of a overarching script writer kind of agent or kind of god agent that sort of controls the overall direction of the events. If that's not too vague, like say in the beginning, this god creates two characters, and then there's nothing there, and then on day one, this general screen writer just kind of writes like what's gonna happen through his imagination, and then day 2 what's going to happen, and based on that premise, the dialogues plays out based on that context. If that's clear.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So let's discuss a little bit how we're going to achieve that.
So just to make sure, will there only be 2 actors, including the player, or will there be 3 with the additional one being the moderator almost?
I'm hoping for 3.
Okay.
We could start off with 2, then we add the 3rd.
Okay.
I think there's an underlying reason for that, but I'm going to explain that later, like my thinking and such. But I guess at a minimum, we got two things talking.
Okay. Cool. Let's start with conversation first. Do you expect the other? Should we focus on conversation first, or do we want to add movement of the LLM agent as well?
I guess for today, there's no movement.
I think talking first. Like,
Okay.
focus on the talking first.
Cool. You can. It's kind of trivial, but this is a matter of passing the state of the player onto the LLM and have LLM react to it.
True.
But I mean, sorry, by movement do you mean for the language model to control the player, or the other way around? For language model
basically for the language model to control the movement of the other actor, not the player.
Could take that as a stretch goal, like if you already have conversation, which means like one action, which is speak. If you have that or the whole setup, then why not just like have LLMs like spit 2 actions at the same time? Or
cool. Yeah, let's see how long we take.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is what we have right now. Okay, we have a worker, single worker. We have not gone to a workflow. There's no workflow in here. Okay, workflow is a like Livestack concept that kind of connects multiple workers. It's a super simple workflow, super simple worker. I think you have like some kind of switch case structure where it just takes in the input in a continuous fashion.
Yep.
There's a for loop, and based on the event, it does a few things like, and then maybe emits an output here. The part that uses LLM, I believe, is player health. I just terribly named this function. It's called health temp, and what it does is really passing this prompt back to Ollama, which is running locally, the Mistral Ollama, and it set the temperature to 0.5, and it gives me a response. Okay, so the prompt consists of the context. This is your fairly usual standard prompting. You're a commentator for a real-time game, which it's not very good, well written. Your job is to write one-line humorous quip about the current situation, given some state about the game. It's not very well written. Like I just wrote it in like 2 minutes. The current state, some sort of pseudo JSON that I entered, player name, player health, the health value that's got passing out of 4. 4 is the maximum in this game. 0 means dead. I just give it some commentary to help it out. Previous health equals this. Write a one-line quip about the current situation with no more than 7 words, but I don't think Mistral is very good at following my instructions. Yeah. So this is what I have right now. How do we get from this to 2 characters having dialogue? How do we do that?
Interesting. Actually, a quick question. So is this case triggered by health level change?
Yes.
Okay.
If you look at how this when this function is called,
Yeah.
by the way, it's not quite relevant, but let me just show you real quick how the events gets passed. It's actually super simple. The game that we inherited has a pretty good state management system. Let me try. So where is the player health? And everything is in. Oh, by the way, everything you see is open source. Link in the description. Okay. A live job UI. Everything happens in here. We are subscribing. This comes from the game state management library. They're using something called 𝗪𝗲𝗃𝗃. And it takes like probably 5 minutes for you to get familiar with 𝗪𝗃𝗃. It's one of those like proxy state management system where you just plainly alter the object and you can subscribe changes to it, which is pretty handy and super simple, very easy to use. You just subscribe to the change of this object called player health, which is just a global in one of the files. It's a global variable. It's super simple. And then you get, a bunch of events, and when the health changes, essentially you feed it back. This is Livestack code. Okay, you feed it back onto the backend, and on the backend, you get the data out of the input as a iterable in here like this. That's all.
Cool. That's pretty handy.
So for there's the other side of things, which is, yes, in here we have something that goes in, and here we have something that comes out. So you have user input and user output. I hope that's super straightforward. But since you're in a React environment, I think this is actually the actual text that got the response that got displayed, and the response comes from user output. So we control one stream, and then we got the other stream that comes out. So this job has an input and has an output.
Okay.
So let's think a little bit about how we're gonna architect this.
Sounds like for this framework we are using, what they call Livestack, we probably need like a multi-input, right? Like
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's yeah. So
are you talking about one worker or a different worker? I guess why we need multi-input.
Like one input is like a current input, which is the health status. Another one is the agent or the character we will be added into the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
wait, sorry, what's the first input again?
The health.
The one we have.
Yeah, current one.
Do we actually need health or
we don't need, but what I try to think is we instead of just add some characters stay there and talking about something not relevant to this game, probably they can, based on what they say, which is health, to give some suggestion, help the gamer, or let's just build some interaction.
Since we already have the attack, can we try before the attack starts, the player approaches the what do you call it in gaming world, NPC or something?
Small monster.
Yeah, let's say the other agent we're adding is called a helper, for example. Very lame name, but yeah. So the player's supposed to talk to the helper first, get instruction. So basically, helper at this point, he knows how many monsters are still alive. If all the monsters are alive, it will instruct the user to go fight the monsters. And then once the user starts to fight monster and defeated everybody, that's when he can go back to the helper and approach the helper. Helper would tell him what to do next. So the helper will basically know the state of the game in the sense that how many monsters are still alive and what's the health level of the player, and then he can make instructions accordingly.
Yeah, we can do that. I just did a quick check. If you can see my screen, I did a check. It does have a proxied value called mob. I think in the game it's called mob. It's monster mob. Each mob has its own health, and it's keyed by ID. I think ID is its number, and then here's an array, sort of array, and then that's your monster information. Then you can totally, in a similar fashion, just keep dumping this information to the backend.
Yeah.
But then, okay, I do think though, before we do that, we need to take a step back because there are a few things that we need to consider. Do the characters, like, are the two conversation threads parallel to each other? Do they take turns to talk? Do they talk over each other all the time? How does that work?
Taking turns.
Okay, so if we take turns, then we need to introduce the concept of turn, and we need to build that into the backend worker, essentially.
Actually, the conversation, is that gonna be two-way or one way from the helper to the player?
I think it's one way for now because the player right now cannot talk. Pretty much you cannot type it, right?
But then
unless we can enable that.
You can probably add an input box, I think.
But then how is this different from, like, if you can see screen, like, we sort of already have this, and then you just put that onto a speech bubble and have a character like that, and it just stay stationary. We sort of already have this.
That is a good point.
If you really, like, I guess if we try to build towards a simulated world, I do think we need multiple characters talking to each other, which is an essential component to us.
Right.
So, but yeah, it cannot be chaos.
Yeah, we'll have to introduce the concept of turns.
Or actually, or you don't take concept, but for if we sort of structure it so that, okay, I'm thinking about like having two workers, okay, working independently from each other. One worker would just sort of refrain from talking unless it receives something that's sufficient, and then which prompts him to talk. The other worker will do the same, but if they both are kind of refrain enough, I think you could have some sort of a turn effect. If you see what I mean. For example, if my condition is I'm just gonna here wait for the input in here, Like I'm just gonna keep waiting until something major happened, like say someone died, or some mobs are coming, or something like that. Or if nothing happens, I stay silent until I received another conversation. I received
Right.
a conversation from someone else.
So do you have to introduce the concept of staying silence, or your one
Well,
worker's output will just be the input for the next worker, and the next worker won't talk until there is an input?
that's what I mean. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
You don't have explicit, like I don't think you need to explicitly say stay silent. I don't think that's necessary. Right?
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so it sounds like we need two workers.
Right. I agree. The two workers can almost share very similar prompt instruction.
That's true. That's true. Or they have some kind of base logic, and they're just maybe their prompts are a little different.
Right. So just to make sure the two quote unquote players, they're all controlled by LM input output. The player is not attempting to say anything, right? I guess just thinking back on your two worker, if the conversation is generated by two separate workers, what's the player's role in it?
I guess not much right for now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against having two LMs talk to each other for the sake of building this functionality out. Just trying to clarify what the user is doing in the meantime.
If we want to allow the user to start speaking, in my mind, I think the best way is to sort of have some kind of interference mechanism where you just sort of pause one player, and then sort of you kind of inject what do you want to say and in place of what the player would have said.
Yeah. Or have the LM agent suggest 3 possible response to the previous output.
Yeah, that kind of work too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. So back to, I guess, what we can achieve reason, like within reason.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of us is gonna try to code the workers, right, and try to get them to have a conversation to each other.
Yes.
And then okay, and then one of us, I think it's gonna try to get the UI. I think which is to be me, because I think for now I'm the only person that's familiar with the UI enough to do that. So yeah, and then I think that's really the two pieces we need. Like,
Yeah, honestly, I think it's we could experiment with prompts a bit separately in some sort of interface, Ollama or ChatGPT, whatever. Yeah, it's hard to think about how to break it into 3 components.
okay, do you guys want to pair code or something?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. I guess my suggestion would be, actually, if you guys pair code, I think I'm gonna need you guys to share the screen for live stream, so I can sort of keep working on this on the back end so that people can see what you guys are doing. How are we gonna do that? Oh yeah. Oh, I believe the software we're using have some kind of screen sharing mode.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's get the screen share going then.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can share.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay,
See that.
cool.
Just give me a second and let me open it. All right, hopefully people can see clear. Okay, I think I'm gonna let you guys talk, and then I'm gonna be coding this UI part in the background.
Okay.
Do we need to sort of agree on some kind of interface, or is that clear?
If we're building the two workers, really the player worker will be receiving an input string and then respond with 3 possible replies. The other worker will just be input string, output string. Ignoring all the health states and stuff for now.
Okay, just in case, can you type it out? Because I
Okay.
don't want any miscommunication.
So the two workers, one representing the player.
Oh, sorry. And by the way, can you make everything a little slightly bigger, because I think there's some lossy compression going through the screen share. All right, thank you. Yeah, that's good enough.
One representing the NPC. So player worker input prev you know what? Just make it a string.
Okay.
Output. This time it will be an object.
What do you call the input and output? What are their late attacks?
Sorry?
What do you call the input and output? Oh,
That would be the job spec.
just the default.
Yes.
Just the default input and output, just string and string. Okay.
Default tag. This one, let's do z.object responses, z.array, z.string.
Okay, so it has multiple responses.
Yes, because it will supply 3 response. What do we want to do? Actually, let me think about this one. Response 1, response 2.
What do you mean for?
I think it's array should be fine until we realize we need something else.
All right.
And then NPC worker, job spec default tag again, input z.string, output z.string.
But then what about health or?
That can be an add-on for the next step. For now, keep it simple. Let's set up the whole structure first.
All right. Just a suggestion. I guess in theory you could have this whole thing running entirely without a front end, just by running some script.
Yeah.
Sort of like that dummy test.
Hmm.
That would did the.
My question, like, for the player worker, why the output, like, what mean for the 3 response? What would that mean?
So basically, instead of just replying with something, it will reply with 3 possible reactions, and then the user can pick one.
Oh, you want to implement that?
Is that too too much? I mean, we can keep it super simple, just input string, output string.
I think we can do the input string, output string first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
One
that
second.
actually, if we do that way, there's actually really no, I guess, no input in the sense of, in the game, it just keeps outputting stuff. You just see two NPC talking to each other, right? For this,
Yeah.
am I reading correctly? So it's just two people talking to each other, and on the game console, just displaying the two people talking.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that.
Yeah, let's try that. But in here, if we are don't consider the health, like those things, how those two NPC talking related to the game itself? What is they can start talking about something not even relevant to the game, right?
Yes.
And
that's version 0.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do the version 0.
That's version 0. I'm not too worried, to be honest, because since we already have health, like it's already got to the back end, we have that chunk of code already. So it's super simple to add like more dynamics to it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking about it. Do we really need 2 separate workers, or can this be one worker?
How do you do that in one worker then?
So essentially your input will be something like role, player, NPC, input.
I guess it's up to you guys. Well, I think in the least you do need 2 instances, otherwise it's too hard to manage.
Again, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking like how the Livestack is like mapped to the multi-agent this use case. What do we have any best practice or use case?
I don't think we have any principles yet.
Okay, so seems like we can either do 2 worker or 1 worker with different role, right?
If you think about, if you want to think 1 step ahead, like you do want this thing to become more and more complex as you build it out. Do you really want to stuff everything to 1 worker, or just have multiple workers?
True. Let's start with 2 just to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
All right. One thing though, like as we talk this out, I realized you might run into an issue where I don't think there's an easy way for you. Actually, this is sort of one feeding. It's sort of like 2 snake biting each other's tail kind of structure, where one is feeding on the output of the other.
Yeah.
Which I guess we don't quite support yet, do we?
We don't. See.
So in that case, you can, but you just sort of have to have the external process to take out the output and feed it back into shovel it back into the input of the other player.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking whether 1 worker would be easier, but I guess it's kind of limiting in the longer run. Let's try though.
Yeah, okay. Just go. You can try both, like, and see. But I think my guess would be like 2 workers conceptually and implementation wise, they're both simpler.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it to you guys. I need to start because now I understand what do you need. I'm going to try to code out the content. Okay, I'll just leave you guys talk to this live stream while I work.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. Do we need to define the 2 specs?
Yes, I believe so. Let me just maybe copy this as a quick start. So what we need would be these, the ZZ set env global, game spec. This would be, for example, worker spec. Let's do worker. Player worker spec. Let's do player worker spec. Player worker input. Let's define equals z.string. So we don't have to repeat ourselves again and again. This would be the NPC. Looks like it's complaining about the Z missing, and we can quickly add the import. Cool. Let's see what else. So we won't be needing this function again, but we will have to define the workers. Number one, player worker would be spec.define worker, and then this guy will try to, so essentially we don't need this whole switch, but we do want the Ollama part. Okay, so let's copy it. What is health const response? So we can see this is inferred as a string, which is good. Let's do so ideally we would want to have a function that takes string, do Ollama, and then return a string, and we can rename it into generate response based on generate response. And this function, again, taking input as string. So we can come back to the prompt in a bit. But model Mistral user prompt. Okay, so this is returning a string. Awesome. So let's come back to the prompt. How do we do this?
We just tell like you are a game player, or
cool. You are a game player.
You will receive something and an input.
An input, and you need to respond to it. Okay.
Should we? Let me see. You will receive. Should we put the input as part of a prompt, right?
Yes. Yeah. You are absolutely correct. Input prompt. Cool.
Okay, looks good.
Awesome.
Maybe
you know,
we can put this generate a response more generic. We can pass in a prompt because for the
yeah,
NPC,
I
you
was
yeah.
going to suggest that since these are both strings, we might want to change it to an object. Input prompt. So let's do, never mind. Since input was used in prompt, we can just do prompt.string.
Yeah.
Let me get my charger real quick. Alrighty. Cool. We are back. Player worker. So this would mean, crap. Did I lose whatever? Awesome. Let's do this. And we want to modify this to prompt input. And take that out. Okay. You are a game player. You will receive an input prompt and you will need to respond to it. Let's just format it a bit. Cool. I have a feeling we might need this. Actually, we can define these two workers in one file. Which means we have the NPC worker, and we'll want to do NPC worker spec. And what we will need, one more thing. This should be data. And this needs to be data. And you're a non-playing character.
What does NPC stand for?
I actually have no idea. Let me Google it.
NPC. Non-player character. Yeah, we can use that word.
You're a non-player character. You will receive an input prompt from the player, and you need to respond to it.
Yeah.
Make sure to. I want to say something like make sure to respond in a way that doesn't end the conversation.
Okay. In a way, can. Sure. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's do player worker and let's do NPC worker.
Okay. Let's see. Right now we are starting the worker, but how they are like in a turn talk to each other.
Yes, that's something we'll have to set up in the test case.
Okay.
Let me just clean up the naming a bit. Workers, conversation, workers. I just realized we should be exporting this into the index file so we can actually start them there. Same goes for cool. And then let's just clean up these a bit. Actually, we shouldn't be needing these either. Job spec. Job spec. Right, so we're exporting 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And we don't need to start them here. They will just go into index. So I think we can add the code here for now, but we do need to do the test case separately. Okay, now that we have the preliminary setup, let's do a back-end test. So that would just be conversation workers.test.ts. I actually have to refer to a different repo for how we do the test case. Give me 1 sec. Opening this up. .test.ts. spec.dummy.test. Okay. Okie dokie. So I think what I'll be needing is this. And then also part of the code from here. So I do want to do a zzm set global. I don't need any job binding. I want to do player worker, start worker, and PC worker, start worker. That was the old syntax. We no longer need to pass in those because we have the zzm set global. Again, I just like to keep the code a bit cleaner. So we have the global environment set, and we started the worker, and then next would be, let's do player worker generate. Actually, I'll feed a seed response.
Yeah. Seed input, right?
Yes.
Should be, yeah.
To the player workers output as input to MPC worker.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it looks like we don't have the terminating condition. Does, when we do the testing, does it will be into the infinite loop?
It might, but I guess we can manually kill it.
Kill it. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's try it.
Actually, that wouldn't be too hard to add as a prompt. So let's do conversation. You will receive.
I think we don't need to do it right now because, like, say in our game, right?
Yeah.
One more input is like the health. So when we adding that into the consideration, that is the very natural condition to terminating the conversation, right?
True.
Yeah. So right now we can just manually terminate it.
Yeah, but just for fun, if you think the conversation is going nowhere, you can type quit to end the conversation.
Sure.
input. So let's do if quit main response. Right. This is not Python. If response dot contains. Yes. Actually, it should be not. What is it includes? Ah, finally. If it's not, okay, cool. Hopefully at some point they'll just bore each other out and we can exit the loop. So const initial input equals hello player, welcome to the mob attack game. Okay, so next we want to do actually give me one sec. Const output equals wait. So let's enqueue a job for the player worker, and job ID is, let's do v4. What just got input? And I want to import v4 from UUID. Awesome. Job options. I don't need any job options.
What is job option used for?
So let's say when you start the worker, you want to start the worker in a particular way, especially let's say you started an Ollama worker and you wanted to use the Mistral model, then that's something you want to provide here.
Okay.
Yeah, but in our case, very simple, we don't need it. I guess same goes for the other worker, NPC worker, output. Sorry, just renaming it in a more consistent way. So once we have the function to feed, speaking of feed, we will be needing both input output because we're constantly feeding the input, receiving the output. So what we want to do is for await const data of this guy here, we want to do, let's just console log to see what's being outputted. We can just do data and it should be string type, yes. So once we do that, next step is to
fit into NPC.
Input.feed data. Is it? Oh, data.data. So this is because when this data is received as an output, it's actually, it has some sort of transformation under the hood where it's putting the original data under data and then adding a timestamp. That's why we have to do data.data. It's just what the framework is doing under the hood. So same goes for something else, which we want to do like this. Actually, this has to go before.
Oh, wait a minute, let me think.
So this way you can, sorry, let me just finish typing.
How
This
you can
player input, which yeah. So by doing this, I believe you're essentially executing two for await loop. Hopefully they'll feed into each other.
But I don't think they can fit to each other. Let me think, because like the first loop will be get output. They will in queue, the output come out, then put into the input, and
Yes.
then but
So
this is already out of the for loop, right? So what I mean is this one they should be, let's say you this one, then this input feed is done, and they jump to the second loop.
so because these are for await iterator, they will always be executing. The reason I wrap the first one in this kind of structure is that I don't want this for loop to be blocking the second for loop.
Maybe let's try.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will work. Do I have everything I need here? Looks like it. Some minor cleanup. Formatted a bit. And moments of truth. Do we have the... I want to do an npx test script. So we used to have something here. Was it run ts or package.json? Okay. You know what? Let's just copy this file here. So if we do run ts server run ts server conversation. This is very slow. Conversation test.ts. Do I have to do... Idiot. I'll have to cd into game and then run ts. Game source. Yes. Awesome. Unknown file extension .ts. I have a feeling this might have something to do with simple copy never works. Let's just copy until this point. Node --loader ts node. Let's try if this will. Interesting. I guess you still need whatever syntax I just copied over. Okay, we can figure this out. How do can I just change this to npx and then tsnode/esm. Okay. This is just amazing. Why is there no input or output? Oh, idiot. I think I will have to do this first. Oh wait, player input. Okay, I think I forgot this. What? Interesting. What have I done wrong? To make it easier, let me just push this for a bit. What have I changed? You know what? Let me just remove this from index for now, just to make sure everything still works. Okay, you should be able to see the code from your end as well, but let me try to find out why it's not working.
We are feeding the input. How we can get the output from the player?
That would be here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it should be fed into the NPC worker where this output will be printed out. Just adding some queue.
Maybe you can just do one, just one term. Let's say, forgot this for loop, just
Agree.
yeah. Here output plugin is okay. Let's see. Do we have something print out? Nothing.
Sudo log. I hope it's nothing to do with that run TS script I copied over.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's yeah.
You know what? Instead of doing that, I will try to go back to the package.json and see if I can use this. So this is at game level. Source server conversation test.ts. Oh, right. That's the reason. What if we do... So why doesn't it want me to do... Okay, yarn test. I really don't want to deal with this right now. Let me just take a quick look at how the other one worked. Why is it not recognizing the file extension? This is dumb.
Maybe ask ChatGPT.
Yes.
All right, guys, what's happening?
We're having trouble running this test script properly.
All right, let me tell you. Oh. All right, it has to do with like the ESM crazy ESM thing. So
Yeah.
you run TS.
Sorry?
Right. So you want to run TS to match however that is written in package.json.
Okay.
So do that. Yes.
We tried this and it was complaining. Sorry, let me just revert this back, but it won't work. 1 second.
Right, then you need to specify. Okay. Wait, so it would say module is not defined in ES module scope.
Yes.
You probably do need to still specify that TS file.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, TS config. Something. Wait, is that how you specify it?
Yes, config.
Oh, sorry, maybe that's not it.
Is it not?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, it's not. No. Okay. Let me take a look. So, well, the the quickest way is just to change it. Like, okay, you probably try to replicate yarn depth, right? It still doesn't work.
Yarn depth.
Yeah, you just make another depth 0 or something, and specify the
1
structure.
sec. Let me see. I tried that, but it's not gonna work either.
Okay, let's see what area that gives us.
I already know what it will complain about. You know what? Let me just do it. Test source server. Cool. Yarn test. Module is not defined. So it has.
Wait, hold on. So in your.
Is it because
No. You module is not defined in ES module scope. Yeah, you don't need that line. You don't need line 13. Just comment it out.
So I can just run it.
The comment out and the comment out the last one. Yeah. That is only there so that if you ever import it as a module, it doesn't double run stuff. That's all it does.
Interesting. Okay. So that's
Okay,
one.
Yeah, they're starting to talk. Okay.
Hey there, it's nice to meet you. I'm ready to play mob. What's the objective and how do I get started? I believe the other guy should be talking back by now. Something's off. Let's do a console log here. Player, worker, data. Same goes for.
Do we fit in the input into the NPC?
Yeah, that's what I'm adding as logging information. Player data. So player received it. Mob received it. Hello there. It's nice to meet you. Oh, I think these are the same. So this is the output from player. This is the input from NPC worker. So why is it not emitting response?
Oh, they are emitted. I think this. No, they are not. Wait a minute. Hello here. This is nice to meet you. Started. Okay. Yes, they are.
Message.
Maybe add one more console log before the output emit.
Yeah. Here.
Okay, yeah. Generate. Can we go into the generate response to see? Let me see. User prompt. Oh, one question here. So in here, the both has the same user. Does that impact?
Does that matter though?
I'm not sure.
Right.
Maybe try.
Yeah, let's do the test again.
Yeah.
Wait. Are you guys doing okay?
So we can see the initial input is passed to the player. The player responded, and this is the input to the NPC worker.
But they're not generate anything.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's not calling the Ollama the second time.
Okay, I guess the way you debug it is like.
Oh, so it's just slow.
Just slow.
Yeah.
Maybe you can add something like try to respond in under 30 words something.
Yes, let's do that. Good.
Wow, that's a really long response.
Yeah.
Let me just remove the logging a bit. It's getting a bit annoying here. You're a player worker, you'll receive if you think. Keep the response under, let's do 20 words. Same goes for the other guy. Okay. So console.log. Okay. Actually, quick. Let's bring this back. Otherwise, I don't think the conversation will continue. Cool. So player,
Okay.
hello, welcome. I'm here to help you defend against. Ready to begin? Let's go. Select your defense strategy. I'll use a combination of ranged attacks and crowd control. Understood.
Wow.
Signal when you're ready to engage, and now provide covering ready whenever you are.
Wow.
I think.
we'll just let it run for an hour and see where it goes. Probably breaking something in some really weird place.
I got you covered. Understood. I'll provide Overwatch. Okay, so now they're finally moving on from
Wow. Oh my god.
Oh man, I don't know why, but I can keep watching this all day. Acknowledged. I'll stay alert, inform you of any reinforcement. Understood. I'll remain vigilant. Reinforcements are ready if needed. Acknowledged. Oh my gosh, they're so Canadian. It's so polite. Maintaining surveillance.
Yeah, you gotta need to add a little zest to it, like little drama.
Yeah. Yeah. Apologies for any Canadians watching. I really meant it in a very nice way. All the Canadians I've met so far are so friendly.
Wait, what? Did you just say that? What that was?
That was for the live stream, just in case.
I'm here to help to maintain order.
Oh my gosh, they can really keep it going.
Well, it's Mistral. Mistral is supposed to be pretty good.
So how the Ollama manage the memory? Let's say the.
I don't think it's managing the memory at the moment. So each time you call, remember you were asking like the user issue here. So every time it's basically starting a new chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so they don't memorize the context and whatnot?
No, I think that's something we'll have to.
We'll
basically, you'll have to do like role.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your previous messages will be passed in. For example, the pass-through.
That goes for even bigger topic, which is memory.
Yeah,
which we'll
but I'm gonna wait. Thank you for. I think they're almost ending.
All right, so.
Oh wait, okay.
I think I'm like this is a free. This is essentially free, other than electricity. You can just leave it running for like a whole night and see what happens.
True.
We'll support you.
Oh my god, this is like we really need to do it.
Thank you for your offer. Apologies for.
That's why you need
to understood certainly, but they are.
Oh my gosh, they're starting something new.
Yeah, nothing avoided.
Cool, but essentially, the two-player conversation is in a working state. And again, just to illustrate how easy it is to set up something like this in Livestack, you can see this whole thing basically only took us 60 lines of code, give and take. Other than that small testing issue we ran into that was mainly due to TS node ESM settings, the whole thing's very, very easy to set up.
One question here. How back to my original question, how we put the turns. Could you go into the test? Explain a little bit.
So really, there is no specific definition for turns.
Yeah.
All they are doing for both workers, they're waiting for input and then feeding the output. sorry, they're receiving input and then emitting output. I want to be specific with the terms here. So let's say we start from feeding an initial seed input to the player worker. At this point, NPC worker is not receiving any input, right? So it's not generating any output. Even though the script from line 29 to 34 is running in the background, it's not printing out anything because at this point, again, at the very beginning, we are only feeding an input to the player, which means the first input or the player output will be getting it here. And the player output will be fed into NPC input. And then
that's why the syntax you use for the 29 to 34, you use like, I forgot what's the name. It's like a self execute code, but you put it into the sync function. So they execute is the sync, they are waiting there.
Exactly.
And they are waiting there. So pretty much it's like a skip this and then from the 35, so that's why they are 35 and to 38 will be executed, and then they
so
are
just to clarify one thing, even though I put it in this parenthesis type of syntax, it's not skipped. It's just executing on the background.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. You guys want to see it together, piece together?
Yep.
I'm going to share my. You can see my screen right now, right? So I mean, okay, one second. Let me commit this. Change this. Commit.
Actually, once you're done committing, I might wanna. One sec. Let me clean up the logging I had from my end. There are some small changes from here as well.
Okay, I'm done committing.
Okay, let me just remove the run TS because there is no use for that. Package.json, let's keep it here. Conversation worker. We don't need console log there. Okay, cool. So if you're done committing, let me pull.
Oh, actually, maybe can we just keep? Do you want to switch out? Like, can we just keep running on your merging this on your laptop?
One sec. Give me 1 sec. Okay, I just pushed. Let me get a quick water. What do you need me to do?
All right. Like, do you want to keep merging my change to yours?
I've already merged yours.
Like, have on your computer. I mean, to sort of apply my code to connect with yours. I think we're close.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I need water too. So water break.
BRB. Give me 2 minutes.
Water break. All right, I go get water.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So let's try integrating what you have.
Wait, Emily, do you have a camera on?
Yeah, I do. Do you not see me?
Nope. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I can see you now, but Kai's away. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
All right, cool.
Okay, first let me reshare my screen. So sharing screen 2 again.
First of all, just try to run my thing and see if it works on your computer.
Quick question. Did you change anything to index?
Nothing. Oh, maybe yes. Oh, quite a bit actually.
Home spec. So what is it supposed to call?
Just ignore the error. I think you can still run despite the error. I'm gonna deal with that error later.
Really? But
it's fairly tolerable. The reason
I'm guessing you didn't import it?
No, because that test case I have doesn't have an input. It's a typing issue.
Oh.
I need to fix. If you don't want the error, just comment out the restore the input. I think it's gonna be gone. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, but you don't have any input.
Yeah, it shouldn't be happening. Like, it's a typing parsing error. It's a bug.
Okay. Let me just do.
All right. Then let's see.
By the way, do we still need to stay on the Google Meet?
Only to see my screen share.
Okay, I am gonna quit that for now.
Okay, yeah, we probably don't need it for the rest of the live stream.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that window. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's working.
I can running. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, nice. So, is it static? Oh no.
It changes to a new poem every 5 seconds. So it's time to sort of connect, like leave that out and connect to your thing and see if it works.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Let's give it a try. So I will basically need player worker and then NPC worker dot start, and then I will need.
Yeah, you could just comment out the poem thing.
Okay.
Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
So I'm gonna tell you where I put the use output. By the way, I did create a global context. I think it's a good time to sort of let me try to explain this a little bit to you.
Okay.
So if you open, what's the name of the file? livejob.tsx. This is where I created a global context, React context.
Okay.
And this is where I put all the live running bound jobs in here.
Okay.
So yeah, you can comment out these like poems and then just do the player. Sure, that works.
So what was the spec name I used?
And then, yeah, I don't think in this case you need a unique spec label. It is just to distinguish the same job.
Yes.
Same spec, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We really need a better name for that. All right.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you need to change that to the player job. The typing is...
Why is it complaining?
It's at the top because it's static typing. It's at the top.
What is this job info? Do I care?
It's a bunch of things. Yeah, you don't need to care about it.
NPC job. Cool. So it's not complaining anymore, but what else do we need?
Oh yeah, you still need to have a few things changed. So you need to actually find out where use output is being initialized.
Use output.
Right. Why is inside an NPC? That's correct. That's right. That's right there. Right. And then I don't know about your definition, so you probably need to fill that in. Like the same way you filled in the definition or like last time. So it's just a string. Okay.
Yes.
And then can you scroll down? Yeah, I think this you need to do. You need to change as well. Just respond.
That's it?
I think so. The same thing for player.
Player. You know what? I'm tired of scrolling. Let me just search for it.
Yeah, just take a look at where the error is. Yeah.
Player job, and then I want to do yes. And same goes for top data.
In theory, it should just work.
But the thing is,
how are you connecting? How are you connecting the two poems to get them to talk to each other?
Oh yeah.
You need the input.
Yeah, you need to reintroduce that part as well, I think.
Yes.
This reminds me, why we need a way of supporting the loops like this.
Yeah.
It's actually we do support it. It's just that we cannot. Oh, actually, we do support it if you just put both in the workflow.
But it's not exactly a sequential. So it's almost like a circular workflow. How do you do that?
You define two edges. One connects to the other connects to that one. That's it. Remember that we have a way of defining edges.
Does it actually work?
I've never tested it. I'm very scared.
Yeah,
so maybe not this time. Maybe we do it offline. But in theory, it should work. That's a very robust piece of code, I think.
Yes.
I don't know, but in theory, it should work.
Wait.
Because really, the way we're defining workflow is drawing graph manually by drawing one edge at a time.
Right.
In theory, you can define anything.
So this is the tricky part.
Oh, this is how you did it. Okay. Wait, you did it in the front end?
In my test case, I have to make the two jobs send to each other.
Right. Why can't you just do exactly what you did, like in the back end? Because I don't think you need to do it on the front end.
So you get the output here. Once
Right.
you get the output, you have to feed the input.
Right. You just do everything in the back end.
What?
If you see what I mean.
The front end just like showing the.
Because conceptually, it doesn't make sense to do it in a like you do for a game. You do want to do as much of the calculation in the back end as possible to avoid cheating.
Okay, so that's my question then. How do you? Where do I want to go? So here, I will. So when I emit the output, how do
you do with the test case? You just do exactly what you did with the test case.
But in the test case, I need to rely on the feed function.
Yeah, you do exactly that.
You mean I can? One sec.
In your server code index.html. Sorry, index.ts.
Right. So does that mean I can do? So how do I get the NPC input from here?
No. Like you didn't like, well, in your test case you didn't do that, right?
In my test case, I'm doing this. Getting the output, feeding the input.
Oh.
How else are you gonna do it?
You just externally create a loop and two loops. One gets the output and feed to the other, input to the other, and the other loop, and you make the two loops run simultaneously outside of the jobs.
What?
Do you want to commit code? I can do it for you. Let me show you.
There's not much to commit at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, you already pushed the code, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me. How the hell do I share my screen? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna share screen. So, where's the?
It's conversation workers.test.ts.
Right. Oh, so you include. Wait, what? Oh, you include two jobs.
Right. You have two workers, right?
That's what I was just talking about. Like you have two external loops, and just make them feed onto each other, and then you do exactly that.
Two external loops.
You do have external loops in here, right?
What do you mean by external loop?
Loops outside of the worker.
No, I don't have that.
This is part of the worker?
No. So I've already started the worker here on line 1516.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just copy and paste these two things onto the server.
Oh, so we don't have to. Oh, okay. So you're not feeding them from the front end. Okay, I get what you mean now, but is that really what you want to do?
How else are you going to do it?
Reading the two jobs from the front end, feed each other.
I mean, you okay. So I think the general, for games like this,
Mm-hmm.
like simulation game, especially like it's multiplayer simulation game, you do want the truth, the source of truth to come from the server as much as possible.
Okay.
Any kind of feeding, like any kind of looping some kind of data route through a front end and back to the server, that sort of creates chance for cheating.
I see.
Yeah, that was it. Like you only expose action to user. The only data you send out from the front end to the back end is when you, let's say, user takes some action or user speaks to a microphone,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Well, I guess in our ideal architecture.
So I guess if I enqueue a job from the backend, I will have to. Is there a way when I do use job binding, I can pass in job
Oh,
ID?
I see. So, because when in QA you don't know the
Right,
idea of the job, that's the issue.
right. Does it allow me to put job ID? No.
I think the correct answer is workflow. Let
We
me.
can try. Do we want to do that today?
Okay, since I have this open, let me do it real quick. Okay, try the workflow real quick. If it doesn't work, then we shut off the live stream, and then we figure out what's going on, like behind the scenes. Okay. Yeah. Let me try real quick. Okay. So you do have NPC worker, player worker. You have these things. So in here, I'm just gonna keep adding this and define a workflow. And then name equals conversation. And then connections. You do want to connect it this way. Connect. From. So what's a player worker? Wait, a player worker. I think you just call it player spec. Okay.
True.
Okay, two. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. NPC worker. So. And then okay, what's it complaining about? And then you do need exposure. Like, what do you expose from these things? What do you need? You want to expose it to outputs, right?
I guess, yeah, you'll need to expose output from both. Then, if you expose the output from both,
You just name them differently.
I almost forgot the syntax for it, like the tagging and stuff.
Yeah. We've been going through a lot of iterations, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So you're basically
Input and output. Oh, I see. Wow, this new syntax is complex. From default to
let's do player default.
player talk. Sure. NPC talk. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm gonna try this.
Don't you need another from too?
Oh yeah. That's correct. Wow, this is insane. If this ever works,
Theoretically, why would it not work?
yes. But for many reasons, if it doesn't work, then yeah.
Drum roll.
Wait. How do you run this?
So basically, you do need to pass in an initial input, whether it's from player or from worker, from NPC. Speaking of naming, workflow.startWorker is weird.
Yeah. That reminds me, like, we haven't implemented auto start worker yet, but this is
Yeah. So you might want to comment out all those input output and then just do a workflow dot feed.
Oh, okay, you're a better user than I. Okay, I don't even remember how this thing works. Okay, and then
Honestly, I don't remember how to get.
Okay, you do need to kick off like the conversation.
That's what line 27 is for. So technically, if you expose the input from player, so in addition to go back to our expose, in addition to output default player talk, do an expose input default player listen, for example.
Wait,
Go back to your conversation workflow definition. To the left, the file you have open on the left.
Yeah.
In addition to exposing those two outputs, you will have to expose an input.
I see. Wait, do I?
Do you have to do a separate definition or just include it there? Yeah.
Wait, so you kick off the player or the NPC?
Let's do player. Doesn't matter. Default player listen, for example. Yeah. Whatever. Player input. Cool.
Might as well just NPC.
Sure. Technically, you don't need it, but sure.
Okay, and then in here.
Do you get output input the same way? Player in queue job.
Okay, so this is how you kick it off, and then how do you? And then okay, I still need those like loops. Oh, okay, so I can in here I can take the output, right?
Yes.
No. Then I just define two loops. Sort of like this. One in which oh, thank you. I'll put player talk.
So sure.
Should be like this, right? And then
yeah.
Well, I'll be damned if this actually works.
Actually, do you even need to do that? If your workflow is already constructed as a cycle, then all you need to do is to kick off the cycle. You shouldn't have to redefine that two loops.
But this is for printing out data.
Why not just do it in... Oh, okay.
Okay. So
do yarn test.
Yeah, yarn test. Do you need to go into game and yarn test?
Yeah, CD game yarn test.
Nope.
Looks like it's some sort of import error. Capital W.
Right. All right, this one.
Oh, so that's new.
Yeah, this is due to because you are in the ESM module now. So the way you import things, you got to import this way, because we are a common
yeah.
JS module, and
I hate
ESM module has to
ESM.
import this thing that way. Wow.
Look at the massive errors.
Oh, can I identify single unambiguous inputs? Please.
Oh, right. You
Oh,
have
right. Oh, nice.
feed.
I actually understand. Oh, because I see. Because I
told you to expose only one input. You wanted to do two.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me try again.
It doesn't take that long to type player input, you know? I think in this case, you do have to provide it because it's no longer default. And the other default, you didn't expose it.
Yeah, that's not very good, is it?
I would say this is a good error to throw, but up for debate.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, of course it's not working because process.exe. It was killed prematurely.
Should those two be both? Oh!
Why is it running so fast? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay, it works. It works.
Why is it running so fast?
Yeah, something's off. I see. I felt like the same message got printed out twice.
I don't think so. Where is it printing out twice?
So if you look at,
it's a flow of a conversation.
can you do, instead of workflow print, do player workflow and NPC workflow?
Oh, right.
Something's off.
All right. We can even add color.
Why is it printing out so fast?
Then the question is, why was it slow? I think the reason it was slow is, why was it slow? Did you pause or? Yeah, okay, it's supposed to be this fast. It's Mistral.
Okay, maybe it's just my computer being lame.
Okay, let's connect to the UI to see.
Okay, let's do that. And then, but I realized we still have that kickoff issue.
Yes. So
But for that, I guess I'm just gonna.
You can do use effect on the front end. Doesn't hurt.
Fine. Use effects. Okay, let me commit this. Wow, it's working. Oh my god. Wait, does it actually output a graph? Let me check real quick. Is that code still there? Oh, it's not. It's not. Okay, so wow, it's still live streaming. Crazy. Okay, so what do you do? What do we do now?
So we're trying to. So you should probably import that into your index.ts.
Right.
Just do a start worker. Nothing else.
Yeah, the typing is gonna be a pain. Okay, so let's see. Live job. Okay, then I need to change this context to
just one job. For example, workflow.
Conversation job, for example. And this switch to now. And then this is what did I define? Conversation. Oh, conversation. Workflow. Okay, just for completeness sake. Conversation workflow. This I don't need. This I don't need.
You might want to rename your poem job. Yeah.
Okay, like that. And then all I need to do, ideally, the conversation only begins when the players start moving. But yeah, I don't want to do that now. Yeah, I'll just take your suggestion. Use the effect for now.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Use output. Okay, change the NPC side to conversation job, and then
your tag should be, is this player? A player player talk. Oh wait, this is NPC file.
Okay, NPC.
Yeah.
And then
So
definition 𝗟𝗏𝘃.
string. Yeah.
Wow, I'll be damned if this actually works.
Yeah, remove that .poem and you'll be fine. And then go back to you can just copy the whole thing to player UI.
Good, yeah, good thinking.
Player, not player UI, sorry.
This?
Second option, player.tsx.
You know, I just thought of a quick way, because I don't want to get into this super messy. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna explain what I mean. I just thought. Oh, I can't. Never mind. So, and then at some point in here, maybe in player,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick off the conversation. Okay. I'm just so afraid that I'm gonna kick off twice.
That's something.
What's gonna happen if it got kicked off twice? Oh, actually nothing.
Really.
Actually nothing.
Yeah, your conversation stream will just be a bit messy. Like it will look like it's going back and forth.
Okay.
But whatever. Let's see. Is it player input?
Yep.
Z.string. Drop one, same thing. And then you want to do const feed. Yeah. And then use effect. Just do feed a string. Hello.
Oh, yeah, I think that's it.
Do you have to do feed ampersand? I guess.
What is feed ampersand?
Just to make sure feed is not null or undefined. Will that be a concern?
Well, if the typing says it never will be. Oh, okay. No. I think there's some really tricky logic and stuff like that's gonna. If feed function is always there,
okay.
If it's not initialized, it's wait a little bit until it's reinitialized. I think it's smart enough to do that.
Okay, cool.
I vaguely remember coding something like that, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh my goodness! Nothing.
Can we take a look at your?
Wait, spec name. Oh,
you didn't expose it. Oh my gosh, this is so dumb. We have to improve this.
Like this.
Yeah. This is
by design. This is not too bad.
Yeah.
This is for security.
Sure.
You don't want
It's
to expose everything.
This is basically, do you want to by default allow all or deny all?
By
Currently,
default, allow
we're-
all. That was the Meteor way. By default they allow everything.
Why is it? That's why I was asking whether you need feed &%. I feel like
Wait,
you
what?
might need that. So your use effect,
Feed. What's this like this?
yeah, feed and
But
feed.
I didn't get an error.
But it's also not sending anything. So in your use effect square bracket, you also want to do feed.
Okay, so then I think this is actually some kind of. This is probably some kind of workflow related issue.
Just one thing. Go back to our use effect in the square bracket, put in feed. So this function should be re-triggered when feed function changes.
Really?
I remember I had a different scenario where I needed it. I could be wrong though.
Nope. Looks like someone got some debugging to do offline.
Is it actually called player input?
Wait, did I actually start a job?
Did you do workflow.start?
Maybe I have not.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so dumb.
Yeah, this is not.
Wait,
we need auto start worker.
how
We
is
need
your
auto start worker.
spec?
Auto scale, auto start, like by default.
Wait, so workflow can be passed into specs for binding as well?
Yes, workflow is also a spec by
Oh,
inheritance.
interesting.
Why still not show? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you might want to remove whatever I suggested for use effect. I think what I suggested will cause you to trigger the job twice.
But it's just yellow and the job finishes. What?
That's not right.
Yeah. Okay. That's definitely a bug. I need some. There's some work I need to do. Tags to transmit to job. Okay, at least this part is working. Add the job to conversation workflow. Add job with ID. But this is ending prematurely. The fact that it displayed this means okay, it's actually get fed into the backend and the stream received it. Wait, no, wait, hold on. Why? Oh, okay. Wow. So player talk. Okay, even though it's not working, I just want to point out something interesting. Player talk and the player input and NPC talk, I believe player input, NPC talk, I believe they are the same thing.
How are you connecting it? One sec.
Because it automatically figures out, like because you're connecting this to this, so the algorithm actually think, oh, because you're hooking the input of this to that, so they must be the same data stream. So it just creates one single data stream. So this and that are actually equivalent.
Oh.
Oh my, okay. So something's not right out there, but I need to debug and figure out.
So does that mean if you rename input to NPC talk, it will work?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh,
Okay.
or you don't have the output in here because you can also expose input as well.
True.
So sorry. Let me just to try real quick player input. But in either way, this is kind of messed up.
Wait, do you have to change that to use input?
Oh, right. Yeah, this is messed up. It shouldn't be like this. But wait, so but as a player, I said yellow, right?
Yes.
How come it shows up at the NPC bubble?
Uh,
So player input. This is player worker. Okay, something's not right. Okay, something's not right. Oh, player's input is NPC's output.
player's input. In the case of yellow, this is not NPC's output.
So I should really feed into NPC input to kick off the conversation. Jeez.
Why does it matter?
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But anyways, yeah, I don't think we can finish this today.
Too bad, we're so close.
But chances are I'm gonna figure out offline and what went wrong, and then they can start talking. Okay. Good job, guys. I'm gonna end the live stream now, but for anyone who's actually watching, there's nobody watching right now. Let me end the live stream for now. So you guys want to say goodbye to? Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.